floor is yours. Good evening. This is a special meeting for the city of Largo. We are deciding on our city manager candidates. I've already asked for public comment and saw none, so we'll call this meeting to order. We do have Commissioner Robinson is traveling for work, so he'll be joining us remotely. I'd appreciate a motion to allow him to to participate remotely tonight.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Welcome, Commissioner Robinson. Just to know what we've been up to, the last 3 days we've been spending some time with 4 very well qualified candidates from a large pool across the country. Each of us spent time individually in groups with these candidates. Our staff, different employee groups spent time with these candidates, and we got a lot, and our residents spent time with the candidates last night. We, as the elected folks, we got a lot of feedback from many of these individuals individually, and coming into this meeting, none of us had any idea where anybody else was on this board, which is kind of a scary position to be in, because each of us probably came in with our own feelings, and we're about to talk about that. So there are 4 candidates. What I would suggest is that we can go around the room and mention your top candidate or top 2 candidates, and that way we can talk about those that kind of are at the top of our list if they're all in alignment, and we'll kind of go from there. Commissioner Smith?
Yes, it was a great opportunity to meet each of the candidates. I thought Monday was a very good opportunity to ask them questions that I felt that Largo would improve Largo and what vision they had for our city. I had 2 top candidates. My choice, first one was Aretha, and the second was John. I like both of them. Aretha, I like the dynamic, the idea. We've been a city that is an opportunity to grow and become something. I feel like she would have a good place. John, I was very impressed with his resume, what he's done. I think he'd be also a great fit for the city and driving us to be a better Largo and to grow with our team. So those are my top 2 choices.
Thank you. Commissioner Holmes?
I only had one top choice, and this is a gentleman that when we first scored them, I gave him the worst score. And when I was asked why I gave him such a terrible score, I said he's overqualified. And I said, but if he came here, that would just be grand. And he was my one and only choice, was John.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much the same. I think that great people all and a lot of really good experience. But my top choice is Mr. Kerp as well.
From the first step of the process, John Kerp was my first choice, which with each step of the process, it just reassured me that that was the direction and the choice that I was going to make. He exemplifies that leadership that I think we're looking for, and Aretha I thought was amazing. She's an amazing speaker, well educated, well spoken, and I'm just throwing this out there in case she's listening. I think you would be an awesome motivational speaker. So, but as far as city manager for us, I'm 100% behind John Kerp.
Commissioner Robinson?
Yes, sir. Yeah, John Kerp as well. I don't need to expand on that anymore. So John is fine. It's more than fine. He would be my preferred choice.
Thank you.
I wish our citizens could have watched the process and had the seat that we had, because I thought it was an amazing process, and we really got at some deep dives, and we got to hear a lot of different perspectives, and the presentations today were fantastic. I had one high. I scored everybody. I'm kind of nerdy, so I had my scoring system going. So John was by a large margin the leader, and then I had the other 3 candidates were strong, but just not as strong for me. So I don't only put John's name forward.
Thank you.
John Kerp, far and away my choice. His qualifications are exemplary. I thoroughly enjoyed his demeanor. I think he's a team-building sort of person, someone who can help folks reach consensus. And it's exactly what this city needs to take us forward. Very forward-looking. And I look forward to having him here as city manager.
So, when I come into meetings like this, I usually tell my wife, it's gonna be a long discussion. Sometimes pleased to hear everybody's kind of on the same page. So, Commissioner Smith mentioned the second one, and I think had Mr. Kerp as his number two.
Because of, I believe in consistent, making this is a once in a few times, we do this very rarely. And now looking around the room and hearing what everybody says, I'm willing to go with also John to make this a 7-0 vote.
Very good. So the process will be, myself and Doug have an appointment tomorrow set with the candidate will be informed shortly to talk about, well, we're gonna actually first meet to talk about the proposed contract and then work to an agreement with with Mr. Kerr. And so that agreement will be brought back to the city commission and will be voted on at a commission meeting in the future. I would ask that if we're not able to come to an agreement with Mr. Kerr, I think that we should have kind of a plan B, and my suggestion would be that we would just call a special meeting at that point to select a path forward, whether it be to discuss the remaining candidates, because like many of us said, there's not a whole lot of bad choices in this group. I mean, they're all good candidates. So does that sound all right?
Yeah.
So saying that, I'll entertain a motion to authorize the mayor, myself, to craft an agreement and propose it to Mr. Kerr.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion passes 7-0. I should ask if anybody was opposed. Okay, motion passes 7-0. So, I don't think there's any other business. I will, just for public knowledge, we were here this morning at about 10:30. We got started right at 11. Our staff has been working overtime for the past 3 days. These candidates have been put through the ringer for the past 3 days. So kudos to everybody on all the hard work. Thank you to the candidates. It's been a pretty intensive program that they've gone through. Thank you to Doug, who's been at the reins of kind of behind the scenes, running out the door to bring us papers and stuff. So it's been a really enlightening experience. I came in, and I'm sure that everybody kind of experienced this with some hesitations and some things that were solidified, and hesitations either were solidified or went away. So it was a really good process. The introduction got you a peek of all these individuals, and then we had multiple opportunities to really get down to nuts and bolts. So thank you.
Thank you. I would make a comment as well. We work with a lot of communities. Your staff has been outstanding to work with. I warned all the candidates this was going to be a high-touch process, and I don't think any of them would disagree with that after going through the effort, but they all were very, very complimentary of the way in which they were treated, the host, the opportunities to meet with you and your staff and your community, and I know they knew it was going to be a difficult choice, but at the end, we always say there's hopefully only one individual that rises to the top, and so we appreciate that on behalf of SGR. We appreciate the staff support and certainly all the support of you working through it. So I know we've given you a lot of homework and material. Hopefully we haven't inundated you, but thank you so much for entrusting us to be part of this very important decision with you.
Very good. Thank you for a job well done. Hopefully we don't need you back.
I love my clients, but I don't want to come back and redo a search.
Anybody else have anything to add?
Just
Meetings adjourned. Oh, sorry.
echoing, that's right, I was just echoing the gratitude that we have to the staff. I mean, you guys are amazing, and as I always say, you make our jobs so much easier. Thank you.
You look good.
Thank you all. Meeting's adjourned.
Not easy. That's how I do it.
Thank you.